So you want me to try this?
Yeah. So what you're gonna do, get you a toothpick.
Okay.
Dip it in. Just get you a drop or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Put it in your mouth. Oh, dude, are you serious? That's so weak.
Greetings, friends! One of the things that I really enjoy doing is visiting other farms and homesteads. No matter what the size, whether large or small, I get a lot out of visiting other places. And some of the things that I really like about that is, one, it gives me opportunity to learn from others. Two, it gives me an opportunity to be inspired by the work that they're doing. And three, it also gives me an opportunity to build more relationships. And actually, there's a fourth reason, and it is I get to share it with you guys. Well, recently, on one of my travels, I had the opportunity to visit Lawrence Farms in Indiana. And this farm is operated by Todd Lawrence, his son Josh, and their excellent team. And while I was there, I was given a tour by Josh. But one of the things that he said that I really liked about the reason why he farms is this.
Farming's not a job. It's a love or a passion. I mean, I know for myself there, I had opportunity to go to school, be an engineer, but I love being outside. I love what do I want to say? The daily jobs, and my passion is here. I mean, you know, some weeks, you know, you work 70, 80, you know, maybe 100 hours, and so that's not, I don't consider that a job. I mean, you gotta love it. You gotta, you know, want to be out here and be doing it.
As somebody who didn't grow up in farming and who does it now, I can definitely kind of relate to what you're saying. It's like you really enjoy being out here. So it is a different lifestyle, but it is a lifestyle.
It is, yeah. Yeah, there's give and take with it, and my wife can tell you that there's sacrifices, but no, we love it. We're passionate about what we do, and
one of the reasons why I was so excited to visit their farm is they're growing this stuff like no one I've ever seen before.
Here's the mint plant there. I'm going to show you that where it stores its oil, or where it makes its oil, is on the bottom of the leaf there. It's got little oil glands. When I rub my finger across here, I break them, and you can see by the darkness there that you can actually physically see the oil then.
Wow. Now what kind of mint is this?
This is a native spearmint.
Spearmint. And how many acres do you guys grow of this mint?
This year we have about 750 acres of this type of mint.
Okay. And what in the world do you do with all that mint?
we distill it. I mean, you want gum, fresh toothpaste, candy. I mean, you got to have the oil there to flavor all of that.
That's right. That's right. And I'd like to have a toothpaste with some mint in it. It just really makes your mouth feel fresh and clean.
Absolutely.
So when do you plant the seeds for your mint?
Mint is a perennial, so you don't plant seeds.
That's right.
Yep. and so this field here was planted in February of 2017.
That's why you like perennials.
Yeah.
They just keep coming back.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Now with this particular mint, does it flower?
Yes, it does. It has a nice purple flower that comes out, and usually, like with first cutting, the first time we harvest it, we try to let it flower, because when it does, it's mature. Wow. And so you maximize the oil there that you get from it as well.
So you said cutting. So how many cuttings are you actually able to get from your mint crop each year?
With this native spearmint there, we do 2 cuttings, which is 2 harvests. First is in July, and then the second we start in September, and usually runs into October.
While we were in the field, Josh had a number of farm staff harvesting mint. And I couldn't help but wonder what it was like to be in the tractor harvesting mint. So I asked Josh, do you mind if I hop in the tractor, see what it's like? He said, go ahead. So I hopped in the tractor with Jay.
you call this? I know you're harvesting the mint overall, but is there a certain term for it?
Chopping.
Chopping it, okay. How long you been working with these guys?
21 years.
Oh man. You must like it or something.
They're good people. Very good people.
One of the things that stood out to me as I was watching Jay is that it does take a degree of concentration to harvest the mint in the tractor. He was constantly looking back and forth as he was harvesting, looking forward to making sure that he was driving and staying in the road that he was supposed to be in, and then looking back to make sure the harvester was working properly. And there was one time where the harvester did get clogged up. However, with just a couple of adjustments, he was able to get it back on track. So after taking a spin in the tractor with Jay, I headed back down to talk more mint with Josh.
One of the things that I'm noticing here as I was riding in the tractor there is your soil here looks really good. So you guys must be really putting back to it, and you can tell it's definitely darker and richer than the soil back where we live. Everybody who's great growing corn and different things, I don't think they're giving back maybe like you guys are with your compost from your stem and everything you're doing. So would you say that you're credited to that?
Well, I mean, naturally we have a black sand type soil there. A sandy loam is what it's called here. But we do strive to build our soils up. I mean, that's our goal, is that we want to continue to make our soil better each year. And you know, I'm technically a third generation, and so it's something we want to keep building for future generations if they so choose to farm. So I mean, our soil is our livelihood, and we have to continue to take care of it and even better it, you know, for future use.
That is so refreshing to hear, that they're not concerned just about their immediate needs, but they're also farming with future generations in mind. After they finish harvesting the mint, the leftover stems and remains, which is called plumage, they take that organic matter and they put it back into the soil.
So the plumage from the mint you use as from giving back to the soil. What else do you do as far as compost, manure, and things like that?
Yes, we put the plumage back on the field there to help build up soil there. Really, as far as fertilizers, our favorite fertilizer to use would actually be manure. It's just, I don't know what it is about manure. I compare it to a mother's breast milk, that you'll see companies, they try to mimic it, what it does, all the benefits for the soil, but it's not able to be done in the same way. And so just the added benefits that we see from the manure, that is our favorite type of fertilizer that we can use.
That's like pretty much the way God intended. It's like a pattern to work with the animals, to give back to the soil, and it's just a big cycle.
You hit it perfectly. It is a cycle, because you grow to feed the animals, and then you take, you know, some people call it a waste. I guess I disagree. It's very valuable, because then it comes back to fertilize the next crop, and it's not just the nutrients. I mean, you have your micros, your N, P, and K, or I'm sorry, you got your major, your N, P, and K, but then you have micronutrients that are in it as well. You have organic matter that it builds up in your soil, and then there's a whole other host of benefits there. You know, I know I spoke about earlier about the soil. You know, it's a living organism.
It's a perfect system of everything just giving, give all around, the animal giving, the plant giving, the human giving, just all benefit everything.
Absolutely.
So this makes sense.
Yeah.
So we continue to watch as they harvested the mint. Josh even took us to one of their newest fields where they had planted mint in for the first time this year. And it just looks so beautiful to see the sea of green.
After you chop the mint, and it's in the bins there, what is the process that is happening as they're in the bins?
Okay, so the process is that it's in the bins. We'll go, you got that wagon there if you want to look at it. We'll clean it up, we'll close the front door, we'll put two together, and then from here, we're going to take it to the distillery, which is where the extraction process takes place, that you steam the mint, the oil, and you actually get your raw oil out of that.
Wow, will we be able to see some of that?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
So here's the chopped up mint there that we looked at before with the stem and leaf, and that's what's inside the tub.
So when does the harvest season for mint start?
Our first cutting of mint, this is a double cut mint, so we harvest it twice. First cutting there, we usually start around the beginning of July.
Okay.
And then it runs usually through the month of July. And then come September, usually about 60 days later, we harvest it again.
Okay.
As you can tell, we're in October, so that don't make sense.
So this is a really late harvest then.
We usually have some, because as you get longer into the fall, then you lose daylight hours, you lose growing degree units, and so that's why.
And then we have another bin that's been brought over right now. So you usually attach two bins, connect them together. Is that how you do it?
Yes, sir. I'll try. Do it.
So why do you connect two bins together?
Efficiency?
Efficiency?
Yeah. Yeah. That way we can haul two at a time, and down the road, I mean, the thing is, they only go probably 25, 30 mile an hour when they're pulling these.
Okay.
And so yeah, we gotta try to get the, I guess, most of the still we can.
Yeah. And two is the max you can do.
Yeah, I think according to DOT regulations, if you haul three, you're gonna get in trouble.
Don't want you getting in trouble.
No, sir.
So after they were done harvesting the mint, they transported the bins to their distillery.
What all is going on here?
Okay, so the boilers are being fed with water, and through fire they're producing steam. Off the top of the boilers comes our header, and then the header comes down, and so we're putting steam through the bottom of the mint tub, and what that does, steam comes up through the mint. It turns the mint, or the oil, from liquid form into vapor. Then as you see, the hose is hooked to the top. These tubs are sealed, so the hose is hooked to the top, allows the vapor form to come out. And then as you see over there, what we have is our condensers, and the vapor is cooled. Both the oil vapor and the water vapor is cooled back to a liquid form, and then we'll go around there, and it goes to the separating tanks where the oil rises to the top, of the water due to its lighter. So we try to be helpful as possible and recycle our oil. So oil that's used to cool the mint there, it comes back into this holding tank because it's warmed up. Then we put it back into the boilers to recreate the steam again. We try to be, what do you want to say, resourceful as possible. So these here that you see behind us, the big tanks, those are the condensers, where it's cooled back into liquid form, and then it comes into these, which is the separating can. And I talked about it's coming out of here, it goes into the bottom there, and as I talked about, the oil rises to the top and it's skimmed off due to oil being lighter than water is how it separates itself, comes to the top. So this here that you see, that is all oil. So then when the oil comes off of the separating can, it comes down here into our holding tank, which then we package into containers here that are shipped off. So these containers there, and what comes in here is pure mint oil in its raw form.
Wow. I'm not crying, I promise, but it does smell really good.
and when we came up here, I told you it was all right to cry. It's a very strong smell, and the oil itself is very potent. It just takes drops there as far as toothpaste, your gum. I have to get the statistics from Dad, or you will. You know what one drop makes as far as gum and how many tubes of toothpaste it'll flavor. That we're trying to control the temperature to which it comes in at. We want to keep it around 110 degrees. I think that's the best temperature there for separation. So we might put a little more water in, a little less water to try to hit that mark. So that's what they're doing here, is they're watching. Because see, these first 6, they've all broke, they're all coming through, but as you see, we got tubs over there through the last 6, and they're putting steam into them, but nothing is coming back yet.
From the distillery, we headed over to their farm office where Josh gave me my own personal sample of their final product.
So see, this is what I was telling you about. That is pure, and that's great oil, because you can see it's very clear. That is a high quality oil.
So you want me to try this?
Yeah. So what you're gonna do is just get you a toothpick.
Okay.
Dip it in. Just get you a drop or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Put it in your mouth. Yeah. Oh, dude, are you serious? That's so weak.
You can taste it. Freshens my breath.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That is great. So, what suggestions do you have for consumers out there looking to find pure oil like this? Because there's a lot of junk out there on the market, but it also at the same time, it may be hard to kind of identify what's pure and what's not.
That is a really good question there. I don't have the magic answer for you. I think the best way to do it is to try and do your research as much as possible. I mean, I know of just being in the industry for so long and working with buyers or middleman there, I mean, I know that, you know, companies like Colgate are committed to buying, you know, the highest quality oil. But I mean, that's something from, you know, being in the industry that I learn. I don't know, you know, if these are things that you can find from companies' websites that, hey, is this oil the highest quality being grown in the U.S.? Or, you know, where's my oil coming from? I guess it'd be interesting to maybe if I can dig a little more into it and provide you with those answers. You know, I do know we spoke about a little earlier, though, that when this oil is shipped and taken into the buyers there, that what they do is they run tests on it to make sure that the oil meets their qualifications or specifications. There's also tests that are done to make sure that there is no herbicides or pesticides that are in the oil. They have to be free of that for them to be accepted and used there. If ever any were found, then the oil would be rejected and not be usable.
But Colgate is one of your customers that you can verify for sure that is dedicated to getting quality, pure oil.
100%.
Yeah.
I know in our industry, I've talked to you about that we have national mint meetings, and during those you have people that grow it, that produce it, that are there. You have the buyers that they buy the oil from us and they blend it to specifications for your end users, for flavor houses, for gum, for toothpaste, and so they're there, and then the end users themselves, they attend there as well. And what we do is we strive to work together to say, hey, what issues are there in our industry? You know, how can we do things more efficiency? You know, we want to be as, you know, I know a big word is sustainable, and so that's one of the big issues I know that's at hand in our industry, that, you know, how can we you know, produce this high quality oil with using the least amount of resources as possible. But yes, I can verify, you know, through that and through you know, contracts that you know, Colgate there, that they are committed in their products to use the highest quality of oil possible that is grown here in the United States.
That is fantastic. Josh, thanks so much for showing us around and showing us all the different things that you guys are doing here. It's really neat to see it. It's really neat to see this the mint process from growing it to harvesting it and being able to taste it right here.
Well, Mike, I appreciate you coming out and you know, asking a bunch of asking good questions and you know, putting it out there for the average consumer, everyday consumer, that they can learn where their essential oils or flavors are coming from and how it's produced.
All right. Thanks again.